Hey guys, Geek here, and welcome to some news that I want to talk about that probably a lot of you know about already. So it's not so me announcing the news, this is sort of me giving my clear opinion slash the facts on the news. So you guys probably do know that there was some rumours going around about the PS4 overheating. Some YouTubers have been covering it, some game news websites have been covering it. It's been over the internet, right? Twitter and all. So I basically do what I always do and get the facts out. If I go through all the news articles, the main news articles I can find, I go through Twitter, I go through YouTube comments, and obviously the videos themselves. And I just sort of get the pieces of facts from all of them and then sort of tell it to you straight. Because I believe some people are misleading others, and you know, the comments are sort of showing that a bit. I think people are getting the wrong idea. I know there's a lot of people sort of fanboying. You know, there's a lot of people that like Xbox and will happily jump on something like this and make it such a bigger deal than it is. And I understand there's a lot of PS4 people that will happily attack those, and it's just a mess basically. I don't agree with any of this sort of fanboy nonsense, right? I believe in the facts. If you know, it doesn't matter who this happened to, whatever the news topic was about, I will look at the facts and I will tell you guys the facts. That is how I do things around here. So basically, you know, the PS4 was in this glass container and it overheated. Now, let me just set something straight. I know as a techie guy in general, I've worked with computers, I've built computers. I know that if you put any device, you know, just put a computer in that glass container for days on end with lots of people playing it, it is going to overheat because the device extracts heat out of its back fans, or out of its exhaust fans. That's what it's supposed to do, and that heat is then trapped in this glass container and over time is making that container hotter and hotter, and the console then is going to be freaking fried, and that's what's going to happen. Now, I think the PS4 has done something which obviously I think it should do anyway. I don't think it's a complete marvel, but I do think it's something that I'm glad it has. But basically, from what I can get from the facts, and this is what's been backed up by Sony themselves, the PS4 basically gave off this red light to warn the user that it was getting hot and that action should be taken, you know, turning it off, you know, cooling it down in some way or another because it is starting to get a bit hot. The console hasn't completely overheated itself and killed itself. It's still alive, it's still very much working. It's just saying, look, I'm getting a bit hot here, and it's a failsafe basically. And from what I've been reading, obviously I wasn't there myself and I can only work with the bits I've been reading about, the cabinet was opened and within about 2 seconds the PS4 was back up and running again. Now I think really this piece of news is more good than bad, you know. If you look at it this way, right? The heat was quite substantial, obviously, in that, and it did get hot, and you know, and that's the way that worked. And that's sort of what I would expect to happen, to be honest. And you know, I don't think I'm letting Sony off for this. I think it was absolutely stupid that they put it in that glass container, because what do you expect to happen? You know, I think they should have put it in somewhere that was well ventilated. You know, maybe the glass container, but it had lots of holes, or you know, what I mean, like holes, or maybe had some fans blowing air onto it. I don't know, something helping to keep it cool at least. It was stupid the way they kept it, and that's the sort of thing that was bound to happen. But what actually, there's two things from this that I'm actually quite happy about. The first thing is that the PS4 was smart enough to actually tell the user, you know, which previous gen didn't do this, to tell the user, well, apart from maybe some of the newer Xboxes, I know they did that as well, to tell the user that, you know, hey, I'm too hot, let's sort this out. And then the second thing was that the PS4 clearly has really quite decent cooling for it to cool itself back to normal operating temperatures within a couple of seconds. I mean, if the fans are really that bad in the PS4, don't you think that it would take a lot longer than that for it to cool itself? That's just my opinion. You know, if the PS4 is hot and it's managed to get it from too hot to operating in about a couple of seconds, I think the fans are pretty damn good on that. And I think, to be honest, they should be pretty damn good, considering the amount of sort of space it has for them at the back. It's literally, the whole back is pretty much dedicated to exhausting out air. So this is what I feel about it. This is what I feel is the facts about it, and you guys can obviously make your own opinion from that. But I just really wanted to inform you guys, and I think people deserve that. And I hate the way that the media in general, and some other people out there, use this sort of thing as a way of getting them a lot of views by starting this whole controversy about it, but not actually giving anyone any clear facts. You know, and people are expected to spend a lot of money on these consoles, and I think that the least that they deserve, or you guys deserve, whoever's buying these, you know, whoever's wanting to buy these and watch that piece of content or read it, they deserve the actual facts so they can make an educated decision on what they want to do. And this is what I feel is the facts. So it's not, from what I can tell, anything detrimental to the console. I have full faith in the fact that outside of those conditions where it was not in a container, it would operate fine, and I believe the Xbox One would do the exact same thing as well. From what I've heard, the Xbox One has the same sort of precautions where it will, you know, warn the user and put itself off, you know, if it overheats, so it saves the console. So there we are. I'm going to leave it there, guys, but hopefully you found that interesting. If you do have any questions, don't forget to ask away in the comment section down below. You can also leave your opinion. I do read every single comment, so leave your opinion down there and we can talk about that. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next video. But as always, drink tea and game on.